Welcome back to another episode of Wild California. Today I'm making a wild mushroom tart with gruyere and shallots on a puff pastry base. I was just up on the Sonoma Coast. There was a good week of just torrential downpour, inches and inches of rain, but we drove up to the coast. Right when we got there to our mushroom hunting spot, the rain let up, the clouds parted, the sun started to shine on us. It was a gorgeous day out there hunting mushrooms. We found a huge pile of matsutake, and we also found a good cache of white chanterelles. So chanterelles are one of my personal favorite mushrooms. They're really great fried in butter, but I like to make a dish that will help accentuate that mushroom flavor. So onions, carbs, dairy go great with mushrooms, and that's what this tart is. It's a puff pastry base with caramelized shallots, caramelized chanterelle, and gruyere cheese. And it's a fantastic way to elevate that mushroom from just kind of a side dish to a main course, and it spreads it out so that you can share it with your friends. These chanterelles, they were a little bit trashed. We've had a lot of rain. They were just coming up out of the dirt. The great mushroom writer David Aurora has said that chanterelles on the East Coast are buggy and chanterelles on the West Coast are dirty, and that held true for us that day. These were just coming up out of the pine duff and that sandy NorCal soil. They were covered in dirt. I did my best to kind of clean them as we go. I like to bring them home as clean as possible. And when I get home, there's a really cool trick for cleaning chanterelles. You can just wash them in the sink. You can even soak them in water if you want to, but I do it under running water. There's a wet paper towel and a brush, and I try to get all the pine duff off, all the dirt, everything. Then you lay them out in a single layer on a wire rack, and they'll dry out overnight and turn back almost to a pristine, perfect chanterelle. So they're really hardy in that sense. You can just wash them. It's a great mushroom to find. It's a great mushroom to cook with. Let's get cooking on this tart. For the shallots, I'm just gonna cut them into rounds. Those fry up really nice and make little kind of like mini onion rings that will go nicely on the tart. For the chanterelles, I like to just kind of tear them. It's kind of satisfying, like tearing string cheese. It's also really good if you're not sure about your identification on chanterelles. One thing is they should have what are called ridges in place of spores. But they should also shred like string cheese, just like this. One other thing is these are white chanterelles. The early season like this, the white chanterelles pop first. So the very first time you see one, you're gonna think nature's trying to fool you. They're gonna show you a white chanterelle, and it looks right, but it's not the right color. They're just as delicious as the golden chanterelles. All right, that's what we're looking for there. Just nice and golden brown. This is gonna cook more on the tart, so I don't wanna cook them all the way. Okay, now we're gonna add a very generous amount of butter. We're gonna toss in the chanterelles. I'm just gonna stir them around to get them all coated in butter. Now the key is don't touch it for a while. We want these to kind of sear and caramelize on one side, and then we'll start stirring again. So give this a good couple minutes to just really set a sear on them. So when you're cooking mushrooms, you want to get them coated in oil, toss them real good in there, and then just leave them sitting there, and they'll release all their juices, and then the juices will soak back up into the mushroom, and that's all flavor. And now it starts to really kind of fry and crisp up on one side. So I'm going to give this another minute or two. There was a lot of steam, the steam's gone. So I want to let these really crisp up and caramelize, and that's going to give me a lot of flavor, a lot of umami on this tart. Yeah, that's what we're looking for. A little browning on there. Okay, beef so for real right now. Look how good that looks. Okay, it's time to build this tart. Now the secret sauce here is we want to make this kind of like a pizza. So we're going to define the crust by just scoring. Not all the way through. Just score a square, and that's going to be our crust. And then inside the crust, we're gonna poke the crap out of it with a fork. And what this is gonna do is stitch the layers of the puff pastry together so it doesn't rise that much in the middle, but it will rise up around the crust. Time to build this. So we're gonna start with the cheese. Cheese goes first because we want the mushrooms to caramelize more and to shine, and we don't want them covered with cheese. This isn't a pizza, this is a tart. Then we're gonna throw down the caramelized onions. And then we'll add our mushrooms. And I have a really healthy amount of mushrooms for this tart. That's good. When I'm eating this, I want to know that I'm eating mushrooms. We're just gonna throw some fresh thyme on there. And just for fun, we'll do a little fresh cracked pepper. All right, here's our tart. It's about to go in the oven. 400 degrees for 20 to 25 minutes. Okay, we're there. Oh my God. Are you freaking kidding me with this? Look at that, you guys. Dang, look at that. I cannot wait to try this. Oh my God. Dude, oh my God. This is an explosion of flavor, umami, the mushroom, the cheese, the shallots, and the thyme. It's so simple, it's so delicious. I'm gonna eat this right now, but tomorrow this will be cold, I'll put a fried egg on it, and oh my God, dude, it's gonna... I have to confess, I've made this 3 times, and I've never used chanterelles before, and this is just off the hook amazing, okay? Go get you some chanterelles. They're popping right now in the North Coast. I've also found them at my local Costco here in San Diego. Chanterelles are delicious. This is a delicious recipe. Go make this and share it with your friends and family and they will love you. This is so good. That's gonna do it for this one. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll catch you on the next one.